Welcome to Julie's Got You Covered, the podcast where Julie Sears, founder of Integrity Health Insurance Advisors, takes the fear out of finding the right health insurance. With 7+ years of experience, she's here to make finding the perfect coverage a breeze. Stay tuned for details on how you can snag a free 30-minute consultation.
Getting a health insurance quote does not have to be complicated. Julie Sears walks through the process, making it easy to find a plan that matches your needs and budget. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sophia Yvette, co-host and producer, back in the studio with Julie Sears. Julie, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, Julie, how can I get a quote for health insurance?
The easiest way is text me. That way I can gather some information and plug it in, and we can kind of narrow it down from there. So people can text me on my cell phone. It's 469-348-4066. I need a zip code and dates of birth for whoever needs covered, and that gets me started. And then I can assess from there how many plans are available in the area, and then I just start chipping away. The more information I have, the merrier, and it helps just kind of narrow it down. Some areas we've got over 100 plans to choose from, and I don't know a whole lot of people that are excited about reviewing that many plans. So typically, I will ask doctors that you want to keep in network so that I can immediately shrink the list down. Prescriptions that you're taking, because based on whatever you're being treated for, certain conditions, certain medications are going to go towards a deductible before anything's covered. So we want to minimize that if that's the case. So I ask some nosy questions and try to dig into what's going to be that best fit to make it a more reasonable amount of plans to look at. So I had a client yesterday that we went from 89 plans in her area to 7. So just based on wanting to keep her doctors and the request that she had for her plan to be able to work for her. So that made it a much more manageable number. And then we could go from there. And at that point, it's just based on the fine details.
And I'm sure you get this question a lot, but are quotes typically accurate, or should I anticipate additional fees or adjustments?
For the most part, they are pretty accurate. Some plans will have surcharges based on tobacco use, and some private plans will have surcharges based on height and weight and high blood pressure and tobacco use, those types of things. But we go through all of that, and I ask those questions so that I can give the most accurate number from the get-go, and then there shouldn't be any surprises. You'll have all of the information you could possibly need.
So how do you ensure that clients get a comprehensive quote that includes all potential costs?
I just ask them the nosy questions to make sure I've got as much information up front. And then while we are reviewing those, I do ask additional questions and make sure that there's nothing that we're missing, so that when I do give them all of their final info on their plans available and what those rates look like, they are the most accurate that they could possibly be.
Are there a lot of nosy questions?
Sometimes just depends on if it's a yes, there might be more nosy questions. If it's a no, it might not be any further questions from there. So we've got people on both ends of the spectrum. Obviously, some people require quite a bit more care than others. I still try to just make it as painless as possible.
Speaking of making the quote process painless as possible, is the quote process more like speed dating or filling out a tax return?
I try to make it more like speed dating, because no one wants to do more than one tax return a year. Most appointments I can be done in under 30 minutes. It's just based on the number of questions that a client has. But I'm here for whatever questions they've got. I'm going to make sure that they feel as comfortable as possible with whatever they're choosing.
And if I want to add a unicorn to my plan, just theoretically speaking, does that increase my premium? Just curious.
If you are adding any additional features or supplemental, then yes, it's going to increase those plans or those premiums. according to whatever you've got going on. If you want to lower that deductible or that out of pocket, that's going to increase those premiums from those baseline. Any additional people on the policy are going to be additional premiums. Once we're in this space of buying your own policy, not through an employer, you are paying per person. In those instances, a family of 5 definitely has a little sticker shock if they've been on an employer plan all these years, because now you're paying for 5 people instead of that family bundle through an employer.
Ooh, sounds like there's quite a difference. Well, love it, Julie. We'll catch you in the next episode. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
You as well.
Thanks for tuning in to Julie's Got You Covered. Ready to say goodbye to insurance stress? Head to integrityhealthinsuranceadvisors.com or call 469-348-4066. That's 469-348-4066 to book your free 30-minute consultation. With Julie, health insurance doesn't have to be scary. She's got you covered.